Selections from Bar-Hopping Towards Armageddon. Nonfiction. Am I actually that narcissistic? I know my life isn't that interesting. Certainly not day to day. Or have I presupposed that because this is, perhaps regrettably, my life? Deep beneath the topsoil of daily triviality, I lie, a feral scavenging id, weighted down beneath its own discredited ego and superego. Don't think about your mother. Don't think about your mother. Don't think about your mother. A Rorschach in text. I am scratching at the scab of banality that covers my life in an attempt to try and get to some sort of substance or profundity, one supposes. Even the idea feels pretentious. I need for little, and my desires are many. Do I lack gratitude that severely? Perhaps I should use the opportunity to regurgitate historical facts that were explained to me at university. Facts that have been neither disputed nor requested, yet they linger all the same. Fat and ceaseless, monoliths too of their own existence. Excuse me, but no one fucking asked you. I dislike complacency. More so am I distrustful. Contentment has always sounded like the polite way of saying, this is passable. In a linearly experienced life, 1 foot out the door is always 1 foot in the grave. Try not to confuse nihilism with self-destructive behavior, with death drive anymore. Nuances, you see. Delicate subtleties. What New Orleans, or any locale with a deeply entrenched culture relying on tourism, proudly lacks. A big, bold life. I can imagine a marketing executive pitching just such a slogan at the next Committee for Urban Redevelopment and Economic Stimulation meeting. Sponsored by Miller Lite in partnership with the New Orleans Tourism Board and Lakeshore Kia. Everything in excess, even the deficiencies. Too much glitter, too much refuse, too much corruption. Too little infrastructure, too little taste, too little restraint, too little reliability. Hedonism cannot stand as its own means and end. The patron who closed the bar used to be seen as having stamina. They were present that long by choice as warranted by their behavior. There's no challenge in a race with no finish line. It's not a race, it's a marathon. Fine, but who's measuring duration? Time. What's your number? Alan Turing was an avid runner, to such a degree that he tried out for the 1948 Olympics British team. A loyal subject of the crown through and through. That lot of good it did him. What is there left to tell, or fixate upon as it were, that wouldn't seemingly be better left on a licensed therapist's notepad, or better yet a blog? I am wholly unsatisfied with my life at this current juncture, yet I continue to work my way through the daily slog as though I too have bootstraps to be lifted by, as though picking up the slack generated anything more than employer capital, exhaustion, an inflated sense of self-importance, increased lack of self-motivation in coworkers, as though I might finally catch a break. Spreader of disease, prone to bouts of depression, self-pity, ennui, strong displeasure registered when interrupted during a task. A strong penchant for multitasking. Attention deficit hyperactive disorder, undiagnosed. Autistic, undiagnosed. Manic depressive, undiagnosed. Inclined to addictive behaviors. Cigarette smoker, 2 packs a day. Consumer of alcohol, primarily beer. Down from more than, not less than, 6 beers a day. Infrequent user of recreational drugs. Cannabis, psilocybin, cocaine, amphetamines. Poor diet. Irregular eating habits. Regular sleep patterns. Insomniatic. Undiagnosed. Prone to topical fixations. Obsessive. Diminished self-esteem. Social emotional disconnect with those around him. Apathetic, disinterested, self-involved, selfish. Poor personal hygiene. Strict personal code of ethics. A lack of empathy, disinclined to speak up when slighted, harbors grudges, repetitive, fixated, uncomfortable being complimented, awkward socially, deviant sexual interests, frigid, frequently despondent, uncomfortable showing emotions, voyeur, vicarious, envious, constant state of halted, delayed adolescence, significant lack of impulse control, hedonistic, and just a stupid noise boy that can only twiddle knobs. I don't know how to care about another person. I am incapable of love. I have no emotions. The strange, beautiful nature of fiction is that we accept the untruthfulness of the story we're given. More than accepting the lie, we choose to be lied to. We request it, beg for it. Please, give us another John Wick movie. Please, more extended universe world building. Please expand the franchise. Redo the final season. Let the fans crowdfund a reboot. Retcon the whole damn story. Lie to us. But who can blame the audience? Dumb as most people are, even they're still crushed by utility bills, subscription services, bureaucratic inaction, controlled substance laws, dilapidated infrastructure, inclement weather, climate change, rising economic inequality, cable news, pre-existing conditions, the American healthcare system, immigration law, advertisements, and every other drudgery that exists. Escaping isn't an unfathomable choice, but it is an arguably and ultimately unproductive one. I can't speak on the day-to-day life of people outside of America, but dollars to dime bags, the daily existence of any non-elite is probably somewhere between stagnant tedium and unenduring hell. Don't look away. Don't shut your eyes to it. Stare at the open maw of hell. Feel the heat against your face. Let the flames lick at your eyes. Cough on the heat of the world burning down. Or don't. Fuck it. One life to live, might as well enjoy it, right? Carpe diem and all that happy horse shit. Live, laugh, love, motherfuckers. Everything you've read has been a lie. Fiction. Every last word. Compelling though, right? At least I didn't try to make fake people with fake problems in some imaginary sitting facing insurmountable conflicts. Come on, you wanna watch normal people have problems? Watch more episodes of fucking Friends. The best fiction masquerades as fact. Hence why people love magicians and bad sitcoms. Precisely why around 40 million Americans were victims of fraud in 2017. Church numbers are down, but only because people's tastes have changed. Even The Simpsons was only good for a third of its run. Die young, leave a beautiful corpse. That's the catch-22, isn't it? Hang around long enough and you're bound to step on some toes eventually, right? You'll watch Morrissey turn into a nationalist. Metallica will devolve from driving thrash metal into bloated ear-belly dad rock. J.K. Rowling will out herself as a TERF. They're called skeletons, and every body person in closet has them. There's a scandal on the calendar, and no, you may not know the exact date. Your only hope is to punch out before anyone gets a permit for excavation. Or in my current line of employment, watching an aggravated crackhead walk into the bar 20 minutes after my shift ends. These problems are your problems, though. Maybe not right now, not yet, but eventually, soon. Sooner than you're prepared for, if preparation is even possible. Remember how the year started? 80% of Australia, literally on fire. Iran and America rattling sabers. 2019 novel coronavirus wafting from China, killing 361 people so far. Happy New Year indeed. World War III was a trending tag and meme. But remember swine flu? Avian flu? MERS, SARS, Spanish flu, the Black Death? Supposedly the great work will prevail, as is usually the case. I suppose as long as any permafrost still exists, there remains a chance for some exciting eldritch bacterium to rear its head. And lest we not forget about the very often hinted at threshold for antibiotic resistance. So many options. Considering all the ways a human life can end, current global population numbers seem, well, fictitious. truth can be strange like that. Late night, middle of a dream call from Highway Patrol to the county coroner's office. Unexpected admission of infidelity from a lover. The inter-office memo from upstairs about downsizing and restructuring. When the rug is pulled, the sensation of falling recalls the moment right before sleep. Perhaps it's all a terrible dream. Bam! Surprise class. Pop quiz. Responses must be given Jeopardy style. First up, you get what you fucking deserve. Or not. Maybe the issue of guilt or entitlement was never raised. Here you go. Enjoy. Those strange twists in the road. Unanticipated. Emergency. Catastrophic. Temporary insanity. Fit of rage. Act of God. The $20 bill found in the pocket of last winter's coat. Fortune. Serendipity. Cold, unhealing chance. Play the lottery. Someone has to win. What's missing from that statement? All the losers. People like to feel special, but we undervalue the sensation of banal normalcy, primarily because it's so common. I can breathe. Finally, a chance to unclench my jaw, relax my neck muscles, no more shortness of breath, bruxism, myofascial trigger points, dyspnea, or facial numbness, paresthesia. The paranoia is fading, finally, at last. Normal is why people love stand-up comedians. Stupid human tricks, freak shows, and Ripley's Believe It or Not museums. As long as you aren't the punchline on display for some gawkery and mockery, you aren't the main event, i.e. main course. Assure yourself you are good and normal, just like the people you see on TV. No depravity or paraphilia here, sir, because surely what kind of a person would choose that life? Being looked at by strangers? Living life on the Strand? Surely they'd have to be sick. A little mental. A narcissist. An exhibitionist. Self-destructive even. Perhaps even suicidal. Fearful of success. Fearful of happiness. That would be a monstrous creature, one imagines. All brute force and coarse hair. Prone to drink and leisure, indulging only in the basest pleasures of the flesh. Guilty as charged. It's true. All of it. Every last useless word and wasted breath. If my husband reads this book, it'll surely end in tears. More threats of divorce. Doubtful, but who fucking knows? Coping. Unhealthy habits. Tics. This isn't obsession or some weak-kneed faggot yearning. Don't say addiction. Impulse control is saying yes when able. Self-control is saying yes. There's a difference that happy, healthy people don't grasp. Can't discern, never notice. Night sweats. Not because I suddenly have to do without, make do. Late fees and penalties. Hardly, just 87 degrees Fahrenheit at 1 a.m. and the AC unit is choked with pollen and mildew. Either sweat, toss, and turn until exhaustion might arrive, or wake up to another sore throat and sinus infection. 100 daily assurances that poverty, not COVID-19, that's killing me. We should all be up in arms. Good Marxist, Trotskyist, Leninist, Maoist, outraged that class is the great divider. Not race, not sexuality, not gender. Not every asshole is rich, but the rich are all fucking pieces of shit. Skillshare classes on rifle maintenance and guillotine construction. No, too violent, too aggressive, triggering. Please, lecture me on preferred pronouns while the state is marching me off to a camp for dissident personalities. I'm sure the capo cares how you identify. Along the way, it had to become private, hidden, compartmentalized, because a person can't have interests beyond their political habits. Can't believe that civil society should be utilitarian while wanting to study degradation, abuse, objectification, Cruelty of the species visited upon itself in great heaps. No, sorry, your tastes and proclivities are unabsolvable. Obviously, you are a bad person. Fucked up. Unhealthy and cruel. Hateful. Then leave already. Offering opinion isn't the same as stopping you. I never wanted my opinion. Any time used on work is the wrong time. I never wanted anything other than dumb, silent adoration, apparently. Well, ask God how that's working out. Drink and drugs and myriad substances. Powders in small plastic bags, hidden amongst tobacco. Wanting to fight, not wanting to fight because tired, exhausted. They don't pay enough to feed you your teeth. Watching the street from inside a house. Any house. This house, my house. Watching the street from the stool I sit upon to earn a wage. Awful creatures. Testy and testing. Surveying the defenses. Searching any way or any way in, behind, through. Compelled to beg. Compelled to irritate, annoy, harass, etc. Continually entitled to that which they do not possess. My time, your time, our possessions, our wages, my drugs, your beer, a stranger's cigarettes, someone else's peacetime quiet. Bringing the war home. A viral transmission through wrought iron and chain link. Yelling insanity into the air like next year's hot illness. Verbal assault of gimme, 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 now, now, now. They want, therefore they live. Life propelled forward with hands open, fingers splayed, touching at every over things like forgetfulness steals inspiration, leisure steals creativity, bosses steal wages. Give me a smoke. You got $1. Buy me a beer. No matter what syntactic construct, the statements are always barked, ordered, heaved off and through dry, cracked lips like phlegm, like a curse, like an avalanche, like an arrow, like a slalom, like a bullet. Like a bullet. Like a bullet in my fucking brain. Like eyes shut against the day. Like cliches that still get a pass. Like a ball of fire and gas that we attribute our moods to. Like I don't fucking know anymore. Like the sand inside the sand of my eyes is from another desert where these things do not come to pass. I've already passed over you, me, I, we are, your bodies, sun-stained, bleach-rot bone, all that remains.